Hi, I'm Debbie Seibert, and I'm here to give you a walk through the members area. Actually, we're going to do a run through. It's going to be quite fast, so you might want to fasten your seatbelts. There's an awful lot of information here, but I want you to know what's inside. We're going to peel back the curtain and give you a bird's eye view of what goes on behind the scenes. So once you've signed up for your free trial, you just go to your account. And once you've signed in, I'm going to take you first of all to the reading library. You would go to add book to add your book or books, but we're going to look at the reading library first. I'm going to show you how this works. These are books that have just kind of popped in as the author submits them, authors submit them, so they're in no particular order. And actually, to be honest, this is just a demo site, so these books are not actually in the reading library right now. I just put these in here so that we could experiment and I could show you how all this works. But the best way to search a book is to go to up here to select a category. So you just pick the category that would be of interest to you, and the books in the library at the moment are represented by this drop down, and that changes as books come in and out of the library. So let's say if you were interested in Christian romance, these would show up. If you're interested in Christian fiction, these would show up, and so on. Another way you could search for a book is by a tag. Maybe you feel like reading a genuine tearjerker today, so these would show up. So this gives you an idea of how you can search. Okay, now say last week you saw a book that really caught your eye, but you didn't have time to read it. You could always come back when you're ready and type in the name of the book here and see if it's in the library. If it's not, just wait a few days and I'm sure it will pop in there. Just check back every day, because as authors' books get reviewed, they submit them back into the library. So that's how that works. So let's take a look at Add Book, because this is where you will be adding your book or books. The title goes here, the author's name, your book cover. If your book is like a perma-free book, you would check that box. If it cost anything, you would put it here. And like my books are at 99 cents, so that's how that would look. Or whatever the price is, you would put it there. And then here, of course, we need your URL all the way up through and including the ASIN. This gives you an example. We don't need all the stuff after the ASIN. In fact, we don't want that, so just up through the ASIN. Then let's get rid of this and say your book is enrolled in Kindle Unlimited and you'd like to offer it that way. That's fine. Let's talk about that for a second. It means it would require very few tokens for you to submit your book. It just depends on how long it is into the reading library. But the reader wouldn't have to pay anything for it, so you're not having to relinquish any tokens for that. You would get credit for all the pages read, but do realize you'll be limiting the number of readers, because even though I have books enrolled in Kindle Unlimited, I am not enrolled in Kindle Unlimited myself, so I couldn't check out your book and read it. If you decide to submit it that way. Three out of my 4 books are in Kindle Unlimited, but I've chosen to charge 99 cents for mine so that they'll come out as verified reviews. And 99 cents doesn't require that many tokens to put it into the system. So just something to think about there. Now, if your book is expensive, like $9.99 or $6.99, we give you the opportunity to upload it as a PDF. That way, there's very few tokens involved in you submitting your book to the library, and the reader gets it for free. And the only downside is that the reviews are not verified. They still count. I don't think they carry quite as much weight as a verified review, and you want to make sure you're getting some verified reviews and not just all unverified. But you can mix them up, and it definitely counts and adds into the overall rating. It's just that that's the only drawback, that it comes out that way. But it's the reader gets to read it for free. One option you might think about, and this is what I've done with my latest book, is I'm putting it in as 99 cents. And it's going to be that way for a few months until I feel like I've got plenty of reviews to show credibility and perceived value and all of that. And then I'm going to raise the price. But for now, I want to make it easy for people to check it out and review it. So that's just something to think about. So this is where you would upload the file if you do a PDF. You need to know how many pages are in your book and how many words. If you don't know what that is, please go and check back with your program where you created your manuscript and be sure this is accurate. This is important for calculating the token value of your book. It's based on how long your book is and the cost to the reader. So once you select all of this and check out of this page, you will not be able to come back and change that. It gets locked in. Now, if you need to change it, you could always start over, come back in and just do it over, or you can contact us and we can do it on the back end, but we need to make some adjustments if that's the case. So that's why we lock it down. So here we need a summary of your book. Please don't be tempted to just go copy and paste the description from Amazon, because the reader can always go look at that. It'd be nice to give them something extra here, some other information. And I highly recommend you take a few extra minutes to give really good information here, comprehensive information about your book, because this is going to help the reader decide if this is a book they're going to like or not. And of course, you want, if they're looking at your book, you want them to be sure they're going to like it if they're going to check it out. So give them as much information as you can to kind of help them decide if that's a good fit for them. Down here you can put, if you like these books, you'll like my book. So here we give you room for 6 books titles and the author. Please put both in there. You don't have to fill in all 6, but at least put a couple, and the more the merrier, I think, to help the reader, again, to realize whether or not they're going to like your book. And then here, of course, this is ultra important. These are the categories. It's very important that these are relevant, accurate, appropriate for your book. You can select as many as possible, but don't go crazy. Make sure they really are relevant, okay? Because we do use these to find books and choose them to read. Again, the same thing with the tags. These are just kind of adjectives describing your book, various things about them, and these are helpful. Some people will search by tag, but also when it comes time to write that review, you know how you have that bold headline and then the review. These are great for that bold headline because it's something you've selected as the author, so you know it's relevant, and the reader might choose that. I mean, they may have their own ideas of what they want to put, which is great because you want variety, but these might help the reader who's maybe struggling to know what to put for that headline. Okay, enough for that. This check this box, the button here. And our moderator will take a look at it. We just want to make sure the book is appropriate and everything's filled out accurately and appropriately, and then we will release it into the system, and you'll find it here on your dashboard. I'll show you mine. This is my dashboard here, and this is a book I just submitted. You can see book under moderation. So you will see that until it gets approved. When it's approved, it'll look like this, pending publishing. Okay, and here's your button to push it into the library. Now, when you get ready to publish a book, make sure you have enough tokens. They're going to show up right up here. See, I have 2,500 tokens. You'll see 2,000 when you first come on board. And so that's more than enough to get a book reviewed without even having to review a book. So you can go ahead and push this into the library and you'll be good to go. You'll see the number come down. Like right here, this book it takes 1,650 tokens. So that would be subtracted from my 2,500 here, and you would see that. Whenever you review a book, you'll see tokens added to your account. So you'll see them come and go as you review books and as you submit books to the library. It should be pretty self-explanatory. And then once your book is in the library, if you push that button, it's going to look like this right here. Book is in the public library. Now, you won't see your own books in the library because you're not going to be checking out your own book. So rather than cluttering up the library with books that don't need to be there, you will not see your own book. No author sees their own book, but everyone else will see your book. Okay? And then if someone checks out your book, you'll see right here, book under review. And you'll also get an email to let you know someone has selected your book for review. So now you know in a few days you can come back and check and see if you have a review posted in your dashboard. And I'll show you where that goes. So that's how this looks. Let me just click here. You can click on any of these to get to a little more information here about them. This is all the stuff that you've entered. If you decide you want to start over, you kind of messed up, you want to go back and start over, you can trash the book and start over. Or maybe you say, you know, I've got enough reviews for this book, I'm going to concentrate on another book. You can just trash it out of the system here. Then, let's see, this is where, well, I'll show you this later. Right here, this is kind of fun. This tells you the average star rating that you've gotten through the website. And here are a couple reviews. See, I've gotten 2 reviews on this book. This one, you click on it, it shows you the actual review on Amazon. Okay. And it tells you here an average, well, not average, but what your star rating is by that particular reviewer. Okay, of course, you'll see that when you go to Amazon, but when you look here, you say, oh, I got 5 stars. So let's go down here. This is, again, where all this information you added under my book is showing up here. Now let's take a look at, these are books that I'm reviewing currently. I have 2 books, and we allow up to 5 days to review any of the books. Hopefully you can get it done in less time than that, but we want to give you plenty of time because you know, life is busy. And speaking of life is busy, suppose you check it out and you realize, I thought I was going to be able to finish this week, but I got a proposal came in or whatever. Maybe you're just too busy, so you can always cancel the review. So you're not locked in once you do something like this. I mean, we expect you to try to get it done during the 5 days, but if you can't, the author would rather you just cancel the review than have it to keep after you to get it in. And also, say you start reading the book and you say, you know, I thought I was going to like this book, but for some reason I just can't get into it. Well, it's up to you what you do. You can continue and you can give a review, whatever you feel is appropriate, but you also can cancel the review. And what will happen is the book will go right back into the reading library. The author will get a notification that someone has canceled their review, and they just know it's going to take longer now to get that review. But they would probably rather you do that than give them a poor review because you just couldn't get into their book. So it's up to you. It's your choice once you select the book what you do with that. But I just wanted to show you how that works. Now let's say you're going to go ahead and submit this review. You come here and you just give however many stars you feel it's worth. And here's an opportunity to give some positive feedback to the author. I say positive, constructive feedback, something, maybe constructive criticism you'd want to call it. You might say, I loved your book. I love the content. I thought it was a great story, but I saw a lot of grammatical errors. You might want to have an editor take a look at it. Something like that. Just some personal positive feedback to help them, because we're here to help each other. And then here we need your Amazon handle, your username. This is what we use to try to find the review, because we do verify every review and you have to go into Amazon and find it. So we need that, and we also need you to paste the review here so that we can match that up. Now, I do recommend that you create your review in a Word document or whatever you use and keep it safe on your hard drive, because you never know when something might happen. Amazon might not publish the review. You may have to go back and repost it. So that's just my advice. But you're not finished here. After you submit this, we get it, so we know what we're looking for when we go to verify the review. But now you need to go to Amazon, go to your orders, go to your digital orders, find the book that you're reviewing, click on it, and review it that way. The only time you wouldn't use that process to review the book is if you had downloaded a PDF, in which case you would just go to the product page where the book is found, and towards the bottom of the page there's a link that says leave a customer review. So that's how you would do that. Just want to make sure you understand on that. And I wanted to show you something too. Let's see. Books I'm reviewing. Go back here. This right here, this just looks like kind of a, I don't know, fancy decorative bar, but it's actually a drop down. There's important information here I want to be sure that you read. You probably won't have to read it more than once, but it's important as a reader before you review a book to read this right here. Okay, so be sure you don't miss that. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to show you something here. Let's go to the reading library again. Let's say I go and I want to check out this book. It says review or buy. Well, here I can click this. It'll take me to Amazon where I can find the book and I can download it if I want to. However, there's not a review button here, and that's because I already have 2 books checked out. We only allow you to have 2 books checked out at a time, and this is so people don't hoard books. And we only allow 8 during a 10-day period. You'd be hard-pressed to read more than 8 books in 10 days, I think, anyway. But those are the only restrictions that we have. But this is here, like the add a book, my book, this is where you added all that information. That all shows up here. So when you're thinking about reviewing a book, you can look at all this information here that the author has entered before you make a decision. Okay, so that, just wanted you to see that. And that, I think, is pretty much all I needed to tell you. Support is up pretty, whenever you need help, just click that. And refer a friend. This is kind of fun, and I think it's a great opportunity for both of us. If you're happy with this site and it's working well for you and you want to let friends know about it, you can send them this link. It's just the URL plus a referral link added to it, so that if they follow your link, you could say something like, hey, I found this great book review site. You might want to check it out. If they come and sign up for the free trial, you get 2,000 tokens automatically put into your account. And like I've said before, that's more than enough tokens to publish one book without having to even give a review. So if you send this out, say if you're a member of an author club or a social media group like a Facebook page that's authors or what have you, if you send a notice with this link, if they click on it and sign up for the free trial, you get 2,000 tokens for every person who signs up under your link. So just to let you know about that, it's an opportunity for you to gather a lot of tokens, and it's exposure for us, so it's a win-win. So that's pretty much it. I hope that helps, and I hope to see you inside. So take care, and God bless.